Welcome to the Poundcast. Today's show is brought to you by LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. That's right. If you go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com and use the code word
Poundcast,
you will get
20% off.
for
what?
your entire order.
For your entire order.
You'll get 20% off your entire order. LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. They make Louisville vegan jerky, of course. They make toppings. They have all kinds of apparel now. And their jerky comes in all kinds of flavors. And it is made in the USA. Is that right?
It is bagged in the USA. It's got the shelf life of 9 months. It's at Whole Foods. It's at Sprouts. It's at
some Ralph's now.
Ralph's. Right? It's over at Ralph's now.
I mean, but you don't have to go to those places. If you're a Poundcast listener, all you got to do is go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com, use the code word Poundcast, and you could have that shipped right to your house. The most delicious jerky on Earth. Thank you,
on the planet. Skip the line.
On this planet, this is the best one available. That's why they sponsor the Poundcast proudly.
Skip the line. Why wait?
Skip the line. Why wait? Log in right now.
Why wait? Order now.
Listen to this. That's you logging in and getting that 20%.
How about this? Jerky is standing by. Order now.
Yeah, there's jerky is standing by, ready to be shipped.
Vegan jerky
to
is
your
standing
house.
by.
It's ready to be shipped. And you can't lose in this situation because you'll be supporting the Poundcast.
Poundcast.
You are slow right now, Brent. Come on.
Well, no, I don't totally know where you're going with those.
You know what? You could say something. If I go, if you want to support the Poundcast, you can go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com.
I like it. It's kind of a guessing game,
and use the code word
Poundcast
for
20% off
your
order.
Entire order. So yeah, that's one way to support us, is do that. Another way to support this show
is to go to
patreon.com/
Poundcast.
That's right. Patreon.com/Poundcast. Sign up for our Patreon and you will get endless, seemingly virtually endless bonus content. Every episode we do, we talk, we keep going. We do After Dark. After the show ends, it doesn't end. If you go to the patreon.com/Poundcast, sign up for less than a cup of coffee.
You might ask how many episodes. You might
less than 2 cups of coffee per month.
It is just a bargain basement price. And you know what? You might go on some kind of social media program and you might ask a random person, "Hey, how many episodes is the Poundcast?" And they might say, "Oh, I don't know, 200 and something episodes." And then you say, "Double that." What if you can,
right?
I could double. This is an inside joke that you'll understand later, but you could say, "Well, guess what? You can double that." And they say, "Oh yeah, how so?" Patreon.com/the Poundcast, or not the Poundcast, just Poundcast.
/Poundcast.
/Poundcast. You can also check us out on video for you guys who want to sort of just kick back and watch. If you like to watch,
we're on youtube.com/the Poundcast.
youtube.com/the
Poundcast.
There it is. And you can also, there's a Twitter and an Instagram account, which is the Poundcast as well. And that's about it right there.
Yeah, today we got to know our
Molly
friend,
Garcia.
Molly Garcia. We got to know her a little bit, and I had a great time chatting with her. And
she talks about a very heavy thing that happened to her.
Yeah, it actually she talks about a heavy thing. We talk about some light things too. And After Dark, we play a game where Brent gives us the title of a video game and we try to figure out what the game is. That's the game. We had fun doing that. We had some other fun back there too.
Games mentioned, Kirby's Adventure, Time Lord,
Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice.
All right, well, let's get on with the show. So, Brent, do we have a remix this week?
Thanks for asking. Let me go.
One of these weeks you'll prepare.
It's not that.
One of these weeks that'll be part of your daily routine where it's like, oh, I'm doing a Poundcast. I better get the remix ready, because every week we have a remix from our Patreon subscribers have been remixing the theme song that I made.
By the way, yeah.
And
a couple episodes ago, I didn't mention this because we put it in afterwards, but it was a couple weeks ago we had a remix from somebody who used my piano cover of they kind of did a remix of the piano cover that I did of the first theme song, and that was cool. We didn't really call attention to that, but that was a neat thing that used that. But anyway, all right, whatever. Anyway, sorry, that was very sloppy, but okay, this week we have a remix from Aaron Simon, and this one, well, to quote him, he said it's a sort of house/footwork track that samples the slide guitar cover that you guys got recently. So I guess that's why I bring up the other one that I want to say it was Steve LeGros had done that had used the piano cover. This uses the slide guitar cover that was done by, who did that one, the slide guitar? Let me look that. I have that information right here. Do you remember who did the slide guitar one?
No, sir.
Well, someone did a slide guitar one. Where was that one? Well, all right. I'm not finding. I can find that here. You know what? Oh yeah, Ryan Deacon. Ryan Deacon did that slide guitar. Anyway, Aaron Simon did a remix. It's a house footwork track sampling the slide guitar cover.
So these are they're starting to get meta where the remixes are sampling each other now, and it's all one big remix. That's how I like it.
It's crazy. Remixes are getting remixed. Amazing stuff, guys.
Cool stuff.
So,
all right, let's roll the clip and then we'll talk to Molly. How about that?
Okay, that sounds really that's just right. It sounds just right.
Sounds perfect. It reminds me when we were at the restaurant, and then it was like, I forgot what it was, but it was like, what's the difference between this, it was like there was two choices. Somebody was asking the waiter, and like one of them would have been like really expensive, and one of them was just like a small little side. And then my friend goes, I'll just take the small little side that's like $3. And he was like, that's perfect. And he walks away. I'm thinking, that's not perfect. He wants the big sale. Why did he say it's perfect?
Well, maybe he was being sarcastic.
No, when salesmen say things are perfect and they're not, they're just in their mind, they can't be thinking that's perfect. Like, I'll just get a glass of water. I'll just get a glass of water. Okay, perfect.
Well, have you
anyway, heard sorry, we got to get to the remix.
Real quick, have you ever heard people, if you ask them a question, they say perfect? So I was on the phone with my sister, and we were talking to this guy at a financial institution. We were asking him about investing in certain things, and we said, so, okay, what's the difference between, or I'm going to be the guy, you ask me, so what's the difference between a blue chip fund and a capital appreciation fund, or something like that?
Okay.
And there was a little delay, or something. For some reason, there was a delay. So this is how he would go. Go ahead.
What's the difference between a blue chip fund and a mutual aid fund?
Perfect. So what that is, there's a blue chip fund diversifies and what a blah, blah, blah. Right. And he goes on, but let's start things off with perfect. It would be so funny. And then here, ask me another one. He'd go, so,
what's the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA?
Well, you asked me a different kind of question, but it's...
Is a Roth IRA tax deductible?
Perfect. It definitely is, and it's gonna blah 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 blah. Anyway, it just was really funny to me how he would say perfect after every question.
Well, you know what? I talked to a financial advisor that my sister works for, and I was asking him questions, and after almost every question, he goes, "That's a great question." Like, I'm thinking, did they train him to say that's a great question to make it seem like I'm to like lift me up to make me feel smart? You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're talking to someone and they keep going, that's a great question. Are they trying to like make you feel special by
Definitely.
asking great questions? Because some of them are just like basic old questions.
Right. That's true. That's just true.
Anyway, these financial advisors, you gotta look out for
Also, why is he saying perfect? Is he saying, oh, that's the perfect question? Or
them.
is
Yeah,
he
I
saying,
don't. Perfect is definitely weirder.
because he's not even saying what is
Perfect.
perfect? What is perfect?
I
Just,
think it's one of those just ticks that somebody picks up.
right.
Yeah, perfect.
He's like,
Perfect.
perfect.
All right, let's
Perfect.
roll the clip and then we'll get
Okay.
on with the show.
All right. Sounds good.
Here we go.
No, wait, say that. Say that
All
again.
right, let's roll the clip and then we'll get on with the show.
Perfect.
Great question.
Perfect. We'll roll the clip right now.
Recording in progress. Thank you for being here, Molly Garcia.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm stoked to
And
be here.
Brett
Oh,
and
thanks
I,
for
we
saying that.
just learned your last name, and that's exciting for us because, I mean, to be honest, I don't really know much about you, but that's why you're here. We're gonna get to learn a little bit about you.
Sure.
But before we get into that, I just want to show you guys this. Do you see that?
I need you to move it to the side. You and Brent's pictures are in the way. Oh, okay.
Anaphylactic.
Yeah.
Flactech.
You're
So,
anaphylactic.
Anaphylactic.
I was joking around with my friend Julia and her boyfriend Anthony about like they said if I was a drag queen, what would my name be? And I thought this would be like a kind of a punk rock name, like anaphylactic. You know, like going into anaphylactic shock. You know, it's kind of like hardcore. And then
Right.
the next day, Anthony made me this patch, anaphylactic.
Oh yeah.
So where should I put it? Maybe on a shirt,
So if you were
back
a
of my
drag,
leather jacket. I don't know,
It'd be best
Well,
on a jean jacket.
jean jacket.
I think what you'd do is you'd probably want to put on some torn up stockings and some Doc Martens and wear a, I don't know, what's a punk dress to wear?
Well, it's from the thrift store, and it's maybe just the skirt part, and the top is sort of like layers of pink mesh and like a t-shirt.
It has to
Um,
smell like cigarettes.
it smells like cigarettes, and it's kind of there's safety pins are holding it together.
Okay, that's what it is. Here, yeah. Okay, so it's a separate skirt. Maybe it could even be a plaid skirt, maybe, you know? And then yeah, the top is maybe you're wearing some kind of jean jacket or even a leather jacket of sort. Or no, I probably a jean jacket with patches. Yeah, and they're yeah, that's it. Okay, and so the
Like you'd
patch would
have
be
to
on
have,
there.
you'd have to have a dyed mohawk.
Oh, we're going really hardcore punk. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of piercings.
And you have a lot of multiple black flag tattoos.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah, but it's
And
all the same. It's all the same, like little black flag.
That would be
symbol.
cool if it was just if somebody had like covered in tattoos, but it was just Black Flag, only that
Plus
logo.
flag. Yeah.
That'd be a cool tattoo. Or if they had like their whole arm was black and then the black flag was flesh color, you know, so it's like
Yeah.
like inverse.
I think that's it.
You know, me and Brent have a lot of cool punk rock and tattoo ideas. If anyone needs them, that's kind of what this show is. We have just great ideas, great punk rock ideas.
we have great ideas for punks.
Yeah.
That's ideas for punks was kind of an alternate title for the podcast. Yeah.
Now, Brent, how do you know Molly?
I met Molly through, I guess, well, I must have met her through Cole Hirsch, I
Yeah.
think, right? And Andrew Michon. Yeah, that's how I met her. Yeah.
Yeah, I date Cole Hirsch, and then I just like same kind of circle. We've been to a couple parties at the same time, gatherings.
I didn't say that she dates to Cole because I didn't want to put her personal life out there like that, but she did it herself, and so
I did it myself.
there you go.
We don't think of you as that's your identity.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's how I identify myself. That's
Okay.
really
Well, now we'll be sure to put that in the title of this episode.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right. So I'll make sure to make sure the Google what do they call it? The Google logistics or whatever you call it. When you type in your name, Molly Garcia, you'll come up and say Cole Hirsch's girlfriend.
Yeah, that's great.
Let me ask you this. If speaking of stockings, if Cole ever wore a pair of your socks, would you say that Santa put coal in your stockings?
No, because you just.
Would
I
you?
don't need to say it.
What's that?
I said, well, you just said it, so now I don't need to say it.
I think you should say that if that ever happens, and
Okay.
see if it gets a laugh. It might
All
not.
right.
It might not work.
I'll write it down. I'll see.
Or maybe
in
Cole
December. You know.
I don't know if I'll remember.
I got it. I know the perfect plan for you, Molly.
Okay.
Here's what you do. Christmas Eve, wait until Cole is conked out, okay? While he's conked out, you put your stockings on him, okay? And then in the morning when he wakes up, you say to him, and you get this all on tape, you say, "Oh, wow, Santa puts coal in my stockings." Oh, sorry, did I break up?
No.
This wasn't funny.
I said, "Oh, what? What?" Oh, okay. Yeah. So Santa put coal in my stockings, and then he'll just look at that and he'll think, "Oh, good one," and you have it all on tape, caught on tape.
He's Jewish, so do you think he'll get the joke?
Even better.
Okay.
Even better.
All right.
That's why. If he doesn't get it, then you could kind of like have a Christmas book on standby that explains that Santa, if he disapproves of how you behaved that year, he'll put coal in your stockings. That's the lore.
Okay.
That's the lore.
So,
and by the way, look at this. What a coincidence. Podcast Butt Outside is on my cup that I'm drinking out of right now.
I'm going to apologize ahead of time for my cat. She's in heat right now, so she will not shut up. She's extremely horny.
Oh, that's all right. You know what? I thought the visual of the cat going by is kind of fun, so that's all right. And I don't hear the cat.
Okay. She'll probably start up again soon.
So do you have to take care of the cat if it's in heat? Do you have to if the cat's hungry, you feed it. If it's in heat, you...
No, I know. I looked into that. I don't have the right parts for it, so no.
I heard the cat just now.
Yeah.
He's moaning.
Is there some, but honest question though? Is there something you're supposed to do if a cat's in heat, or you just wait it out?
There's nothing you can do. I didn't know. So she's a kitten. I didn't know that. I thought like around a year old they would go into heat, and I was just gonna get her spayed before then. But she's like 6 months old, and it started the other day, and she just was screaming, and I thought she was in pain. And I looked it up, and I guess that's around the age when it starts happening. So it's been like 3 days of her just nonstop screaming.
I can totally, now that I said that, now I can totally hear it.
Right.
Yeah. And, I have a giant rabbit. He's like 15 pounds, and she keeps going up to the rabbit and sticking her ass in his face. Like she's trying to get it from him. Like anywhere she can get it.
Why don't you let the rabbit bang the cat?
I try. He's not interested.
Oh.
Is the rabbit? How old's the rabbit?
He's 2 years old.
Is that considered old?
No, that's like he just got to like kind of the adult.
Does he get boners ever?
They live to be about like 8 years old.
Does he ever get a boner?
I've never seen him get a boner. I don't look underneath him very often. He doesn't have his balls anymore though. I got him neutered.
Do only women cats go into heat, or can a male cat go into heat?
I think male cats go into heat as well, but I'm not entirely sure. I would think so.
All
right. Well, enough about the cat talk. I mean, we could go on and on. I mean,
it's kind of interesting, actually.
It's do you have any other pets?
Just the rabbit and my kitten. Her name is Crumb, like a breadcrumb, and then Clyde is my rabbit, like Bunny and Clyde.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that song by Too Short. Wait, is that his name? No. Um, I Wish. You know that song I Wish?
Mm-mm.
He says a rabbit in a hat. Wait, a rabbit
Oh,
in
you
a
mean I wish I was taller?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that song.
Doesn't he say something about a rabbit and a cat? Let me see.
I wish I had a rabbit in a hat.
Yeah, in a hat with a bat. No, there's no cat. I'm sorry. I screwed that up.
Well,
Anyway,
would it
but that's a
remind?
good song, by the
What
way.
I was thinking of was the song "Me So Horny" by Two Live Crew. He says, "I'm like a dog in heat, a freak without warning. I got an appetite for sex, 'cause me so horny." So when he says dog in heat, when you said in heat, I thought of Dog in Heat from that song.
I didn't think of either of those songs saying any of that.
So
You don't think?
Molly, let's interview Molly now a little bit. I know you from funny videos on Instagram and stuff, and then we did meet at that at Corey's all vegan barbecue, which was delicious.
Yeah, we had actually briefly met in Chicago once. You did a show with a friend of mine at, I forget the name of the theater, but it's not like on a train line.
Hideout?
Hideout. I was on an improv team called Last Call, and a guy named
With
Ricky.
Carson Daly.
What?
With Carson Daly.
No,
Oh, okay.
wrong one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was on an improv team called Last Call. One of the guys who was in the improv team was doing like his own solo sketch show and was opening for you.
What was his name?
Ricky.
Ricky what?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Was
okay.
was Brent on that?
Was
show?
I out there?
You weren't there, no.
Oh, okay.
Well, cool. So we
Yeah.
met twice.
You know, I'm now thinking about it. I don't know if we like met, but I saw you and was like, oh, I've seen that guy's stuff. But I don't think I spoke to you. I'm pretty bad about that.
You met him, but he didn't meet you.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean? You met his work.
Mm-hmm.
You met him as a stage persona.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's hard to meet. For me, I'm bad at that too. Like
I'm so bad at that. It gives me really bad anxiety.
I wish there was like a timer, you know, like here I'll show you. If there was like a stranger meeting, if you go like this, wait, watch this. If it's like you're at a party, you're like, excuse me. Hey, what's your name?
Molly?
Yeah, I'm Doug. I just want to say hi. And that's my time. That's my time.
That's
have fun.
perfect. I think
Bye. Have a great rest of your day. If you want
we should
another
roll
10
that.
seconds, come back and I'll be. Otherwise, I'm out of your hair. I'm not gonna talk. I see you're talking to this guy over here. I don't want to.
I think we need to normalize that.
I went to a skate park this morning and I saw an acquaintance that I hadn't seen since over 10 years. And then we're just catching up and I'm thinking to myself, this guy's nice and everything, but I didn't come here for chit chat. I'm kind of like now it's like I feel kind of trapped. That's why we need the timer, the conversation timer. That should be an app. Do you mind if I turn on my conversation timer? Because I have to get back to my skating or
Should it be
whatever.
an app, or is it better as its like own device?
It should just be like, yeah, not an app. It's just a necklace right here.
Yeah, and they
And
make
then you
different
strap
ones.
it
There's
on.
necklaces, there's hats, there's bracelets.
And
Flavor Flav.
say there's someone at a party you want to meet. Maybe you're attracted to them and they're not attracted to you or whatever. It's a win-win because they could say, sure, I got 10 seconds. And then you go like this. It's touch screen, but only they can activate it, right? So you go up to them and you're like, you go like this. You go, talk to me. And then they're like, okay. And then they press and it's 10 seconds. And then after that, you have the option. And then there's a big yes or no. Continue.
Flavor
Continue
Flav.
talking or no.
Flavor
But
Flav's good.
does it stay, is it always 10 seconds, or from there when you choose yes or no, can you choose to extend the time as well? So
Yeah,
maybe
yes or no is like continue talking. Yes, no.
okay, but you couldn't
Yeah.
extend it to like the next, I want like 15 seconds now or like 20 seconds. It has to stay like 10-second intervals.
It'll just be this annoying menu is like, continue talking. Yes. How long? 10 seconds again or more? More. How many more? 5 more? 10 more? Please choose.
Yeah,
And there's like a giant.
the arrows, so you have to keep hitting up.
You gotta go. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, it takes.
And then you could choose background music on or off,
Yeah.
stereo or mono. Mono.
Eye contact. Yes or no. That kind of thing. Flirting. Yes or no. Just friends. Definitely just friends, but we can talk. There's an option for that.
18 and over, or not? Yeah.
Are you within the Brent Weinbach age bracket?
Right.
This is one of Brent's innovations of. It's a sliding scale of the age range you should be dating. Anyway.
Well, I'm not saying should be. I'm saying legal. If you're going for that. Anyway,
Right.
So I wanted to. Can I ask this? Can I ask something?
You just did.
Okay, you're right. I did. Can I ask another thing?
Okay.
That was another thing.
Oh,
So
that's
you
her.
I know
That's
that
up to
was
her.
another
That's up
thing.
to her.
don't say it.
I just want to know this because we said, "Oh yeah, I didn't know your last name this whole time, Garcia," and then you said, "Yeah, I was adopted and I had a quinceañera." What's going on with that? You tell me about the adoption. How did that go?
Okay. So my mother and my father, they divorced when I was like 2. My dad was 20 years older than my mom. He was in the Vietnam War, so he wasn't like completely all with it. But anyway, my mom remarried, and her second husband, his name is Raul Garcia, he ended up legally adopting me. So I had like a name change and that whole thing. And then on my 15th birthday, like his whole family is Hispanic. My siblings are half Hispanic. So I'm like the only gringa in the family, really.
I mean, I thought I thought you would have been Hispanic too. I thought maybe.
Like the Shakira thing.
No, I just thought, I don't know, maybe you have dark hair or something. I don't know. Who knows? I just thought it did. Well, I don't know. There's Hispanic people with blonde hair too. I mean,
Right. No, I'm not a real one. But I had a quinceañera when I was 15. Yeah, I'm like the whitest one in my family.
Do you speak Spanish?
Are you from Chicago?
I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. So Kalamazoo is like the halfway point between Detroit and Chicago. And then after living in Kalamazoo, I moved to New Orleans for a while. And then from New Orleans, I moved to Chicago for the second.
Wow. Would you say you're from Cali, but it's like Kalamazoo, not Cali?
Yeah, it's Cali, but with a K.
Yeah.
Wait,
I know some people from I know people from Kalamazoo. I mean, if you live in Chicago, so many Michigan people go there. It's like the place where artistic type people go from the whole area, the whole center of the country.
Oh, you don't think they go to Detroit?
What was that?
I said you don't think they go to Detroit?
No.
Really?
Not really.
I mean, look, there's plenty of interesting, creative people, great musicians, great artists, but I don't know if they like go there. They're probably just from there. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe some of them do. I don't know.
Well, if you want to get in with Motown Records, you got to go to Detroit.
Sure.
If you want to be friends with Berry Gordy.
If you want to get in with Jack White and Eminem, you got to go to Detroit.
Exactly.
Wait, is Jack White from Detroit?
Aren't they from Detroit? Isn't the White Stripes from Detroit originally?
I don't know. What isn't his?
Don't make me look it up. I think it's Kid Rock. That's who they got. They got some heavy hitters. Kid Rock, Eminem, Jack White, Adult. All the most heavy hitters.
And Motown Records.
Yeah.
Most notably.
And Detroit Rock City.
That's right.
Is Kiss from there?
Oh, no, they're from Long Island.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. No, sir.
By the way, I was thinking about Kiss recently, and you know how Gene Simmons, he's known for having a long tongue or whatever, and I'm thinking he's sticking out his tongue. Why are they called Kiss? They should be called Lick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Same, number of letters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And same number of letters, and it's in fact one of the same letters too.
You should call them. Just have them switch.
Yeah, then the tongue would make sense, you know. In fact,
yeah, then they would be popular if they changed their name.
yeah, they would actually finally find success. And then also the Rolling Stones, they're the ones who should be named Kiss, you know, because Mick Jagger has those lips.
Yeah, but the Rolling Stones logo is this.
Oh, it is a tongue.
You know what I mean?
sticking
It's
out.
that big tongue. So it's all a mess. These rock and roll guys, they got to figure that
Right.
thing out.
Yeah, they got to just get off of those drugs, you know, and just start thinking about their band name a little more seriously.
I think maybe you should just like become a band advisor. You got to call all these guys up, let them know what you're thinking.
Oh, believe me, we could do that.
I would love to manage
love
bands,
to
and
do
I
that.
would love to
Brett.
direct a band's.
Brent, you and Molly, I'll give you some bands and you guys can
Give some notes.
give some notes.
Sure.
Now let's start off with ZZ Top because Dusty Hill died, I think, today. One of the guys from ZZ Top, R.I.P.
So
The bass player. So let's go back in time to the heyday of ZZ Top, Brent.
Mhm.
In the 80s, they got their fuzzy guitars. They're on the top of the charts. They don't really need any help. Would you have any advice for them? What could they do, Brent? Or
Well,
Molly?
I'm trying to think about, you know, they have the long beards.
Mhm.
Well, two of them do. Those are like brothers, right?
No,
Oh, no, I just think they look like brothers because they have long beards.
I know.
maybe that's maybe they should become brothers.
Or maybe
There
they
we
need
go.
to
One of them could adopt the other one.
Yeah.
Maybe they could be father and son.
I like the father and son dynamic. That's good.
It could be called not instead of ZZ Top, it could be called ZZ Adopt
Yeah.
or ZZ Adopt or something like that. ZZ Adopt, yeah. Are you in
And-
ZZ Adopt? Yeah. He adopted me. That's why I have the beard like him.
Wait, maybe the drummer adopts the two guys with the beards, and then it's the ZZ Sons.
ZZ and Sons.
Shoot, I don't know. This is a dead end.
Well, I mean, didn't you have a joke about AA Bottoms? Or AA Bottom? AA Bottom?
I think so. Well, I had an idea for a show called ZZ Cop, where and Tim Heidecker helped me punch this idea up. I was thinking, I forgot how it went. It's just a cop with a long beard, and he pulls up in the Eliminator car, and like that's the show, and he's like a cool cop, and he's out in Texas, you know. But like Tim was like, well, what if it's called ZZ Cop, and the cop, he's just tired. He's like a narcoleptic cop. He's like Brent, but he's a cop, and he's got a beard. He's like arresting people, and he's falling asleep all the time.
Actually, you know what? That makes perfect sense because their beards are so long. They look like Rip Van Winkle type
I
of
know.
guys. You know what I mean? They look like fell asleep on the tree for years. And then, so, yeah, they shouldn't be called ZZ Top. They should be called ZZZ Top, you know, because it's more, yeah.
Or ZZ Cot. That's where they would be sleeping.
Right. Or it depends. Maybe the two brothers, the Beard brothers, they sleep in bunk beds. One's on top, one's on bottom. So you got ZZZ Top for the one guy, ZZZ Bottom on the other guy, and they're just a couple of Rip Van Winkle kind of twins. It's more like Rip Van Twinkle because they're twins.
Speaking of narcolepsy, when I was 15, I was a camp counselor at like a children's nature center camp. And we're on the bus ride back. Like I rode the bus with the kids and like checked them off the bus and everything at 15. And we're on the bus back, and this kid like just passes out. And we're all like, oh, trying to wake him up, freaking out. And we're like, okay, he's not waking up. And almost like his breaths were very shallow. It was like, I don't know, it was very spooky. All the counselors who were on the bus were like, okay, I go like, do we call somebody? What do we do? We check his medical record sheet and like there's nothing that we notice, like, oh, maybe he has like low blood sugar. What do we do? So we're like, we got to give him CPR. We don't know what to do. We get to his bus stop, and his grandmother, I think it was there. And they're like, oh no, he just has narcolepsy. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't you put that on his like health sheet? Don't you think the camp counselors should know he could fall asleep at any time?
Was he standing when he
No,
fell
he was
asleep?
sitting on the bus.
Right. I feel I mean, people who listen to the podcast know that I think I have mild narcolepsy myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
He falls asleep sometimes during the Poundcast.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Top. No, I do fall asleep. I mean, I know when it's coming though. I can feel it. I can feel, oh, I have a sleep spell coming on. I got to go. If I'm in the car, I have to pull over and to the side of the road. And
you can feel it coming on?
Yeah, I always feel it coming on. I mean, it's a thing that you can feel. Yeah. And so I wonder, I also, because I think there's a conception of narcolepsy as someone's just walking around on the street and then they just collapse.
Yeah.
And I was wondering that about that kid, and maybe there is narcolepsy like that, but I think you usually see it coming, or if you're sitting down, you'll probably sit down first if you feel tired. If I'm standing up though, I'm not going to fall asleep.
Okay. Yeah. So you just need to be standing at all times during the day.
Yes.
Yeah. They need to make you like a standing car. So then you don't get
that would be awesome.
I've thought of that idea before too. This like a standing desk, but in a car, a standing car.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A standing car, so it's more vertical looking, or it's just has a higher roof.
Like it's a regular car, but then the front of it goes up, kind of like a cab in a truck. It just goes up, except extra high, and you're just standing there. How unsafe would that be, though?
Be incredibly unsafe.
Well, no, but what if you get strapped in and it's kind of nice? I mean, it is safe. What if they do make it in a safe way?
No, I think the more unsafe, the better.
Brent, I think you should just have a sleeping car. Like a semi driver has a little bed in the back. You have a car with a bed in the back. You're tired, you're out on the road, you just pull over, you just take a snooze.
Well, you don't want to get too comfortable. I mean, when I take a snooze on the road, it's usually I'll do it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, it's a re-energize. It just totally charges you back up. I'm ready to go.
Well, power nappy.
Yeah, it's a power nap basically.
Now, Molly, I don't mean to bring this up if this is a sore subject, but you were telling us about this crazy car accident that you had.
Yeah, it was on my move out here in December. So I had packed up question?
December of 2020?
Yeah, December 29th was the car accident.
And you've been in LA only since December?
Mm-hmm. Since January, because I ended up spending some time in the hospital.
Oh my God. So what happened again?
So I had packed up my truck. I had just gotten a pickup truck. I didn't have a car in Chicago, and when I decided I was going to move, I got a loan. It ended up being a personal loan instead of like a car loan. So which comes into play later. But I had just gotten a loan for the truck, bought the truck. I had loaded up the bed of my truck. I got a little basket to go off the end of it to put the rest of my stuff in. And my friend, not the friend I live with, but a different friend from New Orleans, she flew out to Chicago to help me do the move. We were gonna take turns driving and such. So pack up the truck. We had been switching off, and it was like, I don't know, I guess like around like 5 a.m. It was my turn. I was driving. I'd been driving for probably about 6 hours at that point, and I was getting a little tired. So I pull off into like a rest stop area, and I lock the car, turn off the car, and I like start to fall asleep. And my friend wakes up and she's like, "What are we doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I just I got tired. I wanted to pull off for a little bit." She goes, "Well, this is super unsafe. We shouldn't be in a rest stop." I was like, "No, there's like a bunch of other people sleeping in cars. It's fine." So we had a little back and forth on that. She ends up like, "You know what? I've been sleeping for the last 6 hours. I'll drive." It made sense. I was like, "Yeah, okay." So we switched. I got in the passenger seat, and I had both of my pets with me, my rabbit and the cat I had at the time was a Sphinx cat. She was they were like sleeping on my lap, and they had been fighting most of the car ride, so they'd finally like fallen asleep, and I didn't want to wake them up, so I didn't put my seatbelt on, and so I don't know, I fall asleep, both of them in my lap, and the next thing I wake up to is and I'm not sure if this is like a real memory or this is kind of something my mind has kind of made up to put the pieces together. But I have like a memory of my friend over me, and I'm like, what happened? And she goes, oh my God, like we got in a car accident. And I jump up to go look for my pets, and I see my rabbit. He's in the road, like cleaning himself. And so I like keep going to look for my cat, and I passed out. But they took me to they like picked me up in a gurney. I have like, I don't know, like almost, I thought they were like asking me questions. And I thought I was answering the questions, and I was feeling like, why is nobody listening to me? Nobody's listening to me. But then I'd start hearing like, stay with us, you gotta wake up. So I guess I was like coming in and out of consciousness, but I was like hearing them the entire time. It was the weirdest thing. But backtracking a little bit, I had gone out, the car flipped 4 times. I'd gone out the windshield, and actually right after we flipped, my friend, she got out of the car to look for me, and 2 other cars hit us right after. So we would have died if I hadn't have gone out the windshield, actually.
You flew out the windshield?
Yeah.
Wow. What first?
I was unconscious, so
Right.
I got a pretty bad, like I had like a brain injury from it, obviously. But my guess is from like where I had like welts from like impact, I'm guessing the car flipped, I hit my head, and then the windshield kind of broke out, and then my body broke like the rest of it. Because I had some cuts, and like I have some scars now from like where glass was and stuff. But the first hospital they took me to, they didn't have the stuff there to care for me. We were like in the middle of nowhere.
What state were you in?
Oklahoma. We were in Clinton, Oklahoma. And the hospital there couldn't take care of me, so they took me in an hour ambulance ride to Oklahoma City. And they shot me up with ketamine for the entire like duration of that ambulance ride, which is like the most nuts feeling. I felt like, you know the cartoon Speed Racer?
Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like I was Speed Racer, like driving my little car in like a tube of light. I can't explain it. If you've never done ketamine.
I mean, like just like things were just going like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
ding,
it was just like,
ding, ding.
and I just felt like I was Speed Racer. I can't explain it.
Oh, it was like the Ray of Light music video by Madonna.
I haven't seen it, but I trust you.
Once you see it, you're going to think, oh, that's it.
That was it. Okay.
So yeah, I never taken ketamine, but it was like, you're just sort of like in a happy place for that hour or what?
Yeah. And the worst thing is, so I don't know if you've ever been in an ambulance after an emergency, but they cut your clothes off of you. Like they just cut them open. And I was like, we were in the car, I was just wearing comfy clothes, so I didn't have like a bra or underwear on. And so I was just for 13 hours, just all of my bits and pieces were just like hanging out. It was like the most uncomfortable thing. And it's when I was a kid, my aunt used to tell us, she's like, always make sure you're wearing underwear, because if something bad happens and you go in the ambulance, then they'll see you're not wearing any. And that was like the first thing I thought of. Do y'all want me to move? They're doing construction outside.
Oh,
Whatever.
I only just started hearing it near the end there.
Okay.
Is it still going?
It sounds like they moved. I think it's good.
Well, that's incredible that you survived and you look fine. I mean, you don't seem like you had like the accident of a lifetime, like just this year,
Yeah, I know. I got incredibly lucky. So when they got me, dude, it was just such a messed up situation. So they get me to Oklahoma City. The only number I could remember was my sister's phone number. So they called my little sister, which I feel terrible about. She's a lot younger than I am. But anyway, my mom flew out so she could be there to like tell the hospital what to do and everything, but it was COVID. So they wouldn't let her into the hospital. And I had a brain injury, so they were having me signing off on all of my stuff. I had no idea what they were telling me and what I was signing, but they wouldn't let her in. I broke, I had a fracture of my thoracic spine, collapsed my lung. I had a bruised spleen. I had damage to my fallopian tube. It had twisted from impact. And then I had a concussion, which, you know, I still feel a lot of like brain fog from my concussion. And I have a lot of like day-to-day back pain. Sorry, I'm waiting for that. I have a lot of like back pain still. It depends. Like some days are better than others. But you know, I was a bartender in Chicago, and now that's just like not really a work option for me. I can't lift anything heavy. I can't be on my feet for too long. So, you know, I look fine, but it's really, you know, it's changed my life. And I mean, plus I had everything I owned in my car. And so I lost it all.
How did you lose it all? Was there nothing you could salvage?
I mean, there's like some stuff that was salvageable. Like my clothes were salvageable. Sorry guys. My clothes were salvageable. You know, some of my books, they were able to be saved. But they were just like, I don't know exactly why I couldn't save everything. Like, of course, like furniture broke, and like my art broke, wasn't able to be like saved. But they had my mom go to like, so the fire department collected all of my stuff, and my mom had to go and like pick through it and see what they could salvage. But you know, I lost like stuff my grandmother had given to me, like my computer broke, my phone broke, my record player broke, which, you know, like it was like a family's member's record player, just like, you know, all these like irreplaceable things. And I had saved up like just the right amount of money to move to LA. Because you know, being in LA isn't cheap. And then it was like I had to replace everything. And you know, I had some family members helped me like get like a new car. Was like a friend of mine's dad, a friend that I've had for like 6 years. His dad actually helped me get a new car, which was very kind of him. But I'm still paying the loan from the car I don't have anymore. I'm just dealing with like insurance stuff that I've never had to deal with before. And actually I turned 26 after the car accident. So I was supposed to start physical therapy for my back, but lost my health insurance. So I haven't been able to start that yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's been just like a mess.
Did you have any kind of brace on at one point, or
yeah,
I
had a dude, it's nuts. So I looked like a stormtrooper, but they put me in the wrong brace. Oklahoma hospital put me in a brace for a neck injury, not for a thoracic spine injury. So when I got to the spine doctor here in LA for my first checkup, and they said, well, why are you in that brace? I'm like, well, because it's what the hospital put me in. They go, yeah, that's not the brace you should be in for your injury. But then Oklahoma hospital wouldn't transfer my medical records. So I also couldn't get back into the spine doctor here to be put in the right brace. They just like, definitely, I feel like I probably have like a malpractice case there, but like, I don't know, emotionally and mentally, I can't deal with that right now. It's like one thing at a time.
What about the friend?
Yeah, I guess we got to know what's up with that friend. Like, what happened? Do you know how the accident went down?
No, I don't really know. There was no other car involved before, like the two that hit us right after.
Maybe a driver hypothetically dozes off for a second, and then they like hit the shoulder, then they pull back.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, that is scary stuff. I mean, I sleep at rest areas all the time, and I think
that's, you know, and I've done it before.
it's perfectly safe. I mean, you're surrounded by like the public is all over the place. And
Yeah, when I was 23, a friend of mine and we did the Ozarks, and we would just sleep in rest stops and stuff. So it's not, I've never had an issue with it. I thought,
the truckers will protect you.
yeah, I feel like they will.
Jeez, what a trip. I mean, that is just really intense. What an intense thing to happen. And it just happened months ago.
When my mom drove me the rest of the way from Oklahoma after I got out of the hospital. Because I guess right after the accident, the first time I spoke to her on the phone, I don't remember this, but I was insistent. I was like, I'm still moving. I still gotta go. And so I must have been like really scary for my mom to just drop her oldest child off in Los Angeles in a studio apartment by herself in Koreatown. And then it was just, I didn't have any of my stuff. So it was literally just a mattress on the floor. And I wasn't able to like do anything for myself. I would crawl. I was so scared of like falling and hurting myself that I would crawl a lot of places.
Really?
Yeah. And so when I would have to shower,
you didn't crawl like to the grocery store?
No, I wouldn't crawl to the grocery store. I walked with both of my feet.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I would like crawl into the shower and stuff.
Oh, so I thought you meant when you said I would crawl to places. I was thinking outside. You'd go from
no,
your.
I was thinking inside the apartment. There's no way she's crawling around outside.
I was wondering.
That'd be funny though. That'd be kind of cool. What if people started crawling? What if that was a new trend?
Well, it's not very.
The only thing that I was hoping to gain from this car accident and being in the body brace was sympathy. But the thing is, with that brace, nobody felt bad for me because it just looked like I had scoliosis, and nobody cares if you have scoliosis.
So you had to take the brace off. You're like, I'm not getting any sympathy with this brace.
I just got rid of it.
You're like, I'm not getting any sympathy.
So
we're glad that you're here, and you seem like you're thriving. Look at that beautiful apartment you're in.
Yeah,
so where are you at now? What's happening now?
I got out of K-Town. That place was just too depressing. I think I had too many like negative emotions tied to it as well.
I lived in K-Town when I first moved to LA too.
Yeah, man, it was kind of nasty. The place had roaches and like there were rats in the building. I wasn't having it. So a friend of mine from New Orleans, different friend, she was moving out here. So we just decided to move in together. I'm in Glendale now. Super quiet out here. It's really nice. So clean.
I used to live in Glendale after K-Town as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're on the same trajectory. Then you'll be in Silver Lake next, and then.
Oh, that's where I want to be next. That's great.
Yeah, well, I'll show you where to go, and.
You want to just like sell me your place?
Yeah, then you can move into here. I'm not in Silver Lake now, but that's where I went after Glendale.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll just take your old apartment in Silver Lake then.
Okay.
Okay.
So were you like obviously in Chicago you were doing comedy, you were doing improv kind of stuff?
Yeah, I moved to Chicago from New Orleans to do Second City. I went to my first Second City show when I was like 11, and I told myself since then, I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I want to do this. So I saved up my money. I worked as hard as I could, worked a bunch of jobs to go do classes at the Second City. So I did their improv program. I took writing classes. I did an acting class there, did sketch stuff. I was on sketch teams there, wrote shows, the whole shebang. But I quickly realized being at Second City, I was like, oh man, I don't think I like it here. I didn't like their style. They were like very specific on how they wanted things done, and I didn't feel like it matched what I wanted to be doing.
What was like a specific thing?
It was
because I never took any kind of thing like improv or anything. So like what specifically did they do that was like not good?
It's especially with their writing programs. They have just like they really are going for an SNL thing. Like, and they don't anything beyond that or outside of that, they try and steer you back towards that thing. So musical comedy is a big thing there. That's not really my thing. Topical humor, it's just, I don't know, like the SNL kind of setup. And that just, I think at one time that's what I thought I wanted. I thought that was going to be more my style, but getting to Chicago, I started doing stuff at different theaters and Annoyance Theater, and I found that at the Annoyance Theater in Chicago, they were a little more accepting and they liked the weird. So I kind of found myself like leaning more into like that kind of vibe and the stuff that was going on there.
Did you do Too Much Light Makes a Baby Go Blind?
No, what was that? Bless you.
I thought that was the show that the show from the Annoyance Theater. Let me see. Much light makes the baby go blind. Too much light makes the baby go blind. I thought that was at the Annoyance Theater. It's basically 30 plays in 60 minutes. So every 2 minutes they do a different play. But I think it's supposed to be, you could look it up, but I think they're all kind of like sketches, you know.
Okay. I didn't do that. I haven't seen that either, but that sounds interesting.
Oh, I guess it ended in 2014. So
That'd be why.
You know why it's called the Second City?
No, why is that?
I think it's because Chicago burned down and there was a big fire, and then so there was a new city that was built. It's the Second City. Isn't that right? Am I right about that, Doug?
There was a big fire in Chicago.
there was a big fire. I heard about that fire.
So after that, the city had to be rebuilt, and that's the Second City.
That could be.
I think that's what I heard somewhere.
I thought it was like, yeah, you're right, Brent.
But then it also could be, a lot of people think
it was also a rival to
Toronto?
New York City. There's multiple. Okay, I'm looking it up here. There's multiple theories. One of them is the fire. When it was rebuilt, it was the Second City. Theory number two: in the early 20th century, Chicago has found itself competing with New York City and becoming a similarly remarkable metropolitan area. But the Midwest couldn't compare with the East Coast's size and population, keeping Chicago firmly in second place.
Well, I was going to say that here's another theory, third theory. I'm just coming up with this theory right now.
Yeah.
Well, the old saying goes, first is the worst, second is the best, right? Well, that's what they were
What
thinking.
phrase is that?
First is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the hairy chest, right? Or something like that. Or with a hair on his chest or something like that. So that's in line. When you want to be in line and someone says, okay, you can be first is the worst, second, and then second is the best, you go second. So they're thinking of that old saying. And they thought, well, hey, we could be the best city if we're second city because second is the best.
Okay.
You never heard of that? You guys have never heard that before? First is the worst, second is the best?
Of course I've heard that.
I've never heard that, Brent.
Really?
Well, anyway, I'm just thinking, they were thinking, oh, let's try to be the best city by being second. But then, of course, real quick, there's also that no fear slogan. Second place is first loser or something like that. Or
well, I have it right here.
Oh, right. Is that, yeah. So maybe that's not.
Chicago wants to be known for this.
What is that?
Second prize is hopeless despair.
Oh, great.
That's how I live my life. That's
So,
why I live in Chicago.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's lots of theories out there, and maybe Chicago was trying to be humble too. That's another one.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that.
Yeah, so second prize is hopeless despair, and if Chicago is second prize, we got to get out of there. So,
that rhymes too. Second prize is hopeless despair. If Chicago's second, we're out of there.
Yeah,
I think that's what the city of Chicago should change their slogan to.
Well, there's something about Chicago is like this underdog kind of spirit. They're second. The Cubs for like over 100 years, they haven't won. You know, they're like one of the oldest teams. They haven't won the World Series since 1908 or something. Then they finally won a few years ago. Now it's like they're just like, now what? You know, they want to be underdogs. They don't want to be top dogs.
Yeah, they don't want to win.
They want to be hot. They want to be Chicago style underdogs.
Be hot dogs.
Yeah. So okay, so you moved out here, and you know, you're doing stuff. What kind of stuff are you doing?
Very quickly, you're doing a lot of, in this last several months, it seems like you've been involved with a lot of comedy stuff and videos.
Yeah, you're getting involved. You're mixing it up.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. You know, I felt I had this whole big grand plan of what I was going to be doing when I got here, and I was like, I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to be working on it quick. You know, while I'm still on unemployment, I'm going to like just take this time to write and film as much as I can. And you know, it was all kind of taken from me. I was just unable to do those things. I felt so creatively like stunted. My body hurt. I was in a body brace. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. My confidence was just like dashed. But getting out of the brace, I've been trying to get back into being creative. I've been working with some YouTubers out here, some different comedians. And I have a bunch of stuff written for myself that I plan on shooting soon, but I don't really like to cut corners when it comes to like shooting my stuff. So I want it to look good. I want the sound to be good. I have a lot of like props that I use for my stuff. So, you know, money goes into it. So I'm trying to save some money right now to start filming that stuff. But
how did you connect with these YouTube, you know, these different YouTubers and stuff?
through TikTok, actually. So I work with a YouTuber named Churdley's. His name's Chad. I actually met Chad through doing a different YouTube video with a YouTuber named Onyx the Fortuitous. He's that Notice Me Senpai guy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did a video for him, and him and I met from TikTok. And then I met Chad while filming that video, and then we just started doing stuff together after that.
Yeah, we know Chad. I know Chad.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get him on the show too. Well, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You just meet them through TikTok. That's how people meet.
Yeah, that's actually how Cole and I met too, is through TikTok.
TikTok, huh? Wow.
Yeah, man.
And that's a good way. And with TikTok, it's sort of like the 10-second timer, because the videos are only going to be a minute long. So you got that.
And then
that
you
minute.
decide if you want to have another 10 seconds or not.
Yeah, then you could like kind of like it or subscribe or whatever.
How do people meet on TikTok? They see the videos and they say, "Oh, that was funny," and then can people communicate on TikTok?
Yeah, you can message, but also, you know, you can link your Instagrams and stuff from TikTok. So Cole and I just liked each other's stuff. We found we had a similar enough style of comedy or of humor. So we just kind of became internet friends, and I was going to be coming to town to visit. I have a bunch of friends who I've met in New Orleans who have since moved out to Los Angeles. So I was going to be coming out here to visit them. And I was like, well, I'm going to be in town if you want to like hang out. So
how do you do TikTok?
What do you mean, how do you do TikTok?
Well, it kind of seems foreign to me. I mean, do you use did you use the tools that are in the app, or do you do like edit it later and then put it in there?
Some people do. I use Premiere to edit all of my stuff. It's just easier for me. I'm familiar with Premiere. I've been using it for like 6 years. So that's the easiest way I've found to do it. And then I just like export it and like airdrop it to my phone.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's what I do, but it seems like there's all these things you can do inside TikTok. Like
the music.
What style? Cause like, I haven't seen your TikToks cause I'm not really on there, but I should start getting into it.
Do it. Yeah. I mean,
how do I get into TikTok?
Oh man.
Put my Instagram shit on TikTok?
Yeah, absolutely.
No one, I've done it. I've done that.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
It's weird. I don't know how it works out, but you know, I started a TikTok account, and I just put video clips, old clips, you know, some newer clips maybe, but I put some clips up there, and there's no telling how well they're going to do.
No,
some of them. I have a couple that did really well, but most of them nobody sees. They just it doesn't get any.
I heard it's like this. You put your TikTok up, the algorithm sends it to like a random group of like say 50 people, 100 people. When they're swiping through, they'll see it. And if they like it, that kind of like it just organically goes viral, right?
Yeah. It's I don't know if anybody really understands the algorithm of TikTok. Um I feel like I don't know, you kind of on your For You page, you kind of, the videos that you like, it brings up more videos like that. So, if you go through your following people that you like their style, you feel like your style fits in what they make. If you're liking all their stuff, your stuff's probably going to show up on their For You page. So it's, you find your little community and your stuff. Once you kind of find that community and where you fit, it seems to do better because then it's being shown to and marketed to the right people.
Do you film it on your camera?
I've filmed stuff on actual cameras and I've filmed stuff on phones, mostly on phones.
I mean, I meant phone when I call people's phone their camera now.
That's basically what it is. But
It's
no,
pretty much a camera with a phone addition.
I know, right? It's more of a camera. People use it more as a camera.
Way more as a camera than anything else.
Yeah.
It really helps with growth all around, though. I posted just a clip of I had a YouTube account with 0 followers because I didn't post any YouTube videos. But I posted a TikTok that was just like a short bit of my first YouTube video I was putting out. And for an account with 0 followers, the YouTube video ended up getting like 27,000 views, all from TikTok. So, I mean, it really does help with people's growth.
Wait, back up. Did you say you had a link to your YouTube from your TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I tried that too. I don't think it really drove any people to the YouTube channel. I said, you want to see the whole video? I didn't say it like that, but I basically said, you want to see the whole thing? Check this link out. And nobody seemed to go over there, I don't think, but I only had a couple videos that did well, but I don't know what it was,
Yeah, I can't really figure out, like, I feel like there's no telling what's going to do well and what is not going to do well. I've recently been finding faster videos do well, and videos where people can't tell if it's real or if it's fake do well as well.
What's an example of that?
Like I have this I've been using the neck body brace to kind of build like a character. And she's just like this very manic, unhinged girl who seems very unstable. But it'll be like almost like found footage kind of style, or like that kind of stuff where it almost seems like somebody else is recording this person just losing it. And when I post those, they do better than most of my other stuff. I just posted a video, I think last week. It's at like, I think almost 3 million views. And it's it's me in my body brace, like hopping off a fence and like running, having a meltdown. I added the Android text tone to it. So it's really chaotic, but like fast videos where you can't tell if like, is this a character or is this like,
you mean fast ones where like you're saying like 1,000 things really quick and like,
like so much happens within a 10-second video. That stuff does really well.
You know what's so weird about TikTok that I found out? My friend showed me. He said, "Have you seen these?" He sent me these clips. People use audio from stuff to do lip singing to, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that's like the original TikTok thing.
Well, right. I guess it used to be that was what it was at first before it was called TikTok, right? It was called
Musical.ly or something.
So they'll use clips from comedy albums, and I guess because some of my albums are, I don't know, just the distribution that they have, I guess somehow they're available on TikTok, and it's so bizarre. But there's all these people. There's certain clips in particular that a lot of people have used to lip sync to, and it's not even the part. They don't even do the part of the joke that's the punchline. They'll do the setup, and it's so weird because these people have no idea who I am, and they just are using this audio of me it's really interesting. I
It-
like it, but it's weird. It was so weird. There's just
Yeah,
these random kind of people.
it's also infuriating because like people will just steal other people's content and then they'll get big from it. That video will blow up and like nobody will know who the original was, like the original audio, who was the comedian that originally told that joke. Nobody knows, but this video is getting.
I don't mind this, you know. What I don't like, of course, is when people steal your video and then just put their video. That does way better than your upload. But I've also grown to sort of accept that happens. And if I'm in the video, I'm kind of more okay with that, you know. But if it's something that I'm not in that I made, that's kind of annoying. But whatever, you know. But it's interesting to see these random kind of people who would probably, I don't know, just these very random people, you know, mouthing out my joke and stuff. It's really
What joke
interesting.
is it,
I think
Brett?
it's interesting. Well, there's different ones, but the most popular, the one that seems to be the most popular is this one where I'm talking about stick 'em up, you know, the stick 'em up bit. You ever seen that? You know what I'm talking about. You've
You
seen
mean
it.
the
Doug.
drive-by?
No. Stick 'em up, you know, you know what I'm talking about?
I
You've
don't
seen it,
remember.
but you've
It sounds
for
familiar, but
you've seen it for sure before. But anyway, that one's pretty popular. There's another one that's pretty popular too, but it's just very bizarre. I'll show you the clips. My friend sent me them. It's interesting.
Brent, the stand-up show I went to where you hired the guy, he had the headpiece and was just saying what you were telling him. That was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. That was so good.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course.
I put that on TikTok actually.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd that do?
I don't remember. I'm not sure. This probably didn't do that. Probably didn't do that well, but you know.
no, I saw that too. Well, I was at that same show with you actually.
Oh
Remember?
yeah.
At that Jam in the Van.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you guys there.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Well, I mean, look, we've gone an hour. Maybe we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
And then we'll keep chatting in the After Dark section. If you want to listen to the After Dark section, listeners, and you don't have it, you got to go to patreon.com/poundcast. Now, Molly, do you have anything you can plug before we move to the After Dark?
Well, what are your accounts?
What are your accounts? What are your TikTok accounts?
Okay, my TikTok is burnerphone69. It's burner_phone69. It's actually, I got banned on my first account, so it is my burner account.
Oh, do you know why you got banned?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, we won't.
wait. Do you not want to say?
It's not PG, so maybe not.
Oh, maybe in After Dark we'll talk about it because that's
Yeah,
where it
we'll
gets.
talk about it in
That's where it
After
gets
Dark.
R-rated. Okay.
Yeah. And then my Instagram is Molly Lynn G. And you can click my YouTube from one of those. But I'm gonna be getting more into YouTube videos. I'm close to being able to monetize it, so I do want to really dive into that and have that as a source of income soon. So I'll be putting a lot of that stuff out there.
What's the
No,
YouTube again?
My YouTube is also just Molly Lynn G.
Molly LYNN
Yes.
E.
G as
G.
in Garcia.
Yes. You know, I've been thinking about diving into my YouTube and just going full YouTuber.
They make nutso money. Cole and I have been to multiple YouTuber parties, and they own these $1 million homes. It's nutso. There's
Yeah, it's crazy.
gross amount of
Brent,
money.
we should just do
It's
that.
insane.
Me and you will just do a YouTube. We got to quit this Poundcast crap, though. You know what I mean?
These
Yeah,
YouTubers-
no, it is crazy.
If we quit this podcast and spent this time making a video every week, just make a new video every week instead of making a Poundcast, forget about it.
Maybe we
See?
should start doing that, Doug.
He's
not
right.
quit the podcast, but maybe we should just try to find some time every week to make a video.
I want someone to program an AI of me talking, and then it could just be I can just have an AI of me for the Poundcast every week.
That's perfect.
Because
It-
these kids in their 20s they have these houses. They own these houses.
Well, you and I went to that YouTuber party together. You saw that was like a big house.
Yeah, all these guys are millionaires, right?
It's
They're
nuts.
millionaires and they're kids. They're in their 20s. It's crazy. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, these guys have got it made. I mean, I remember talking to this one guy and he just was talking about how he just bought this house. And
I
I
went to his
just
house.
thought,
I went to his house last weekend.
we're talking about DT. I don't want to say his name.
I don't want to
DT?
say it either, but it's a really
DT?
nice house.
We're talking DT?
Yeah, we're talking DT.
Yeah, I just thought,
ETF.
I'm sure he would be.
but I just thought, I mean, it's not even a bad thing. I just don't want to put his his thing on, but it's just I just am thinking, gosh, these people are so ahead as far as personal goals of mine. They're so ahead, as far as just I don't know. Anyway, wow,
But
we got to get this YouTube thing going,
YouTubers, like, they turn down Netflix and Hulu deals because they make more money on YouTube. Because it's like between ads and like the sponsorships they get for their videos, they're doing really well for themselves.
All right. Well, let's keep talking
also
about
do-
that
yeah.
in the after dark. Right, Brent?
Okay, can
Yeah.
You want to take a break?
I just pee really quick?
Absolutely.
You guys want to come, or I can also just come back to you?
Is
What
this
if I
what got you
left
banned
and I
from
came into your
TikTok?
window? Wouldn't that be a freaky horror movie?
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be something crazy. No, you go ahead.
Good,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, thank you, Molly. We'll take a break here. We'll just edit this part out.
And
No big deal. Yeah. Take your time.
And let's say thank you to our crew, Jackie Montana, Chloe Bonilla, and Jack Birch, and thank you to all and everybody.
Thank
who
you to
listens and supports.
LouisvilleVeganFoods.com
And
and to thank you to all of our Patreon patrons, Patreon pimples. Peace.
Talking back, talking to each other, talking back. We're really talking about talking back. I'm talking to some people, talking back. We'll talk to their friends, talking back. Talking to each other, talking back. We're really talking about talking back. I'm talking to some people, talking back. We'll talk to their friends. Talking to each other, talking back.
Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh!